Hi, Greg Perry, the historic preservationist. Uh, Welcome. For the 250th anniversary of America, I'm going to be offering a series of videos up. And because I'm located here in southern New Jersey, I'm going to be talking about, maybe 20, 25 videos between now and probably the end of the summer through July 4th. We're talking about the oldest tavern, the oldest colonial tavern in the state of New Jersey, the Sign of the Key Tavern, which is located where Routes 40 was located where Routes 40 and 45 intersect, and it dates back to 1669. So that makes it the oldest. So as the King William of England set down a charter to John Chivers, the father of Samuel Chivers, and he wanted to create. The objective was to create a roadway to set up a location of governoring in Old Burlington City, which we consider now Old Burlington City. Um, so it must be about 65 miles from Salem, New Jersey. So the William sent John Chivers with his minion of individuals over, and they landed in Salem, New Jersey. And what they did was they built a series of warehouses and wharves to receive the everything they needed to start to build the first tavern and lay the road out and tolling and things like that. And due to horses only going for about 8 to 8.5 miles per day, every 8.5 miles they're going to lay out a tavern. So, and the tavern could be a place where you would trade in a horse, or you would just kind of give it up for the night, have a good meal and get some sleep, and take your horse, your rested horse, and continue to the next tavern. He would do that till you got up to where Old Burlington is going to be. So what they were doing is laying out Old King's Highway. And so I'm going to be talking about the Sign of the Key Tavern, which is going to be run by John Chivers initially, and Samuel Chivers inherited as his father died in around 1720. And in 1723, Samuel Chivers, the son, became somewhat wealthy from helping his father, and he became an importer the last 8 years of his father's life. And what he did was he wanted to sell the property. He closed the tavern. He didn't like tavern life. Tavern life was, for the most part, raucous, and many people were drunk, and it was a controlling of the public, and he wasn't into that. And he could continue to be a mercantile and import items and dry goods and wines and liquors from England and France, and distribute them to other taverns. So he could kind of have the life in southern New Jersey, a country life, as a bon vivant of sorts. So in 1723, by that time he has two young children. His house in the center of what is now Woodstown, New Jersey, has become a bit cramped. So if he sells the land, and he has three Native Americans take the tavern apart piece by piece and label it, and it was in traditional timber framing construction with mortise and tenon and pegged together, no very few nails. So what they did was they labeled it, took it apart, drug it with two oxen and a dry wood sled up to what is now 68 North Main Street, and that's where they reassembled it. And so hence we have the oldest tavern in the state of New Jersey. And so our series of videos are going to talk about the tavern itself and tavern life in the 18th century, and other things that were going on around the building of the Old King's Highway, and how hamlets build up in general, over that 65-mile length up to Old Burlington City. So I think that's it for today, but just announcing that to everyone. And look for, probably one a week. We're going to put up one video a week about tavern life. Greg Perry, the historic preservationist, signing off. But I also want to mention, look us up on the historic preservationist and historic preservationist. We have two different YouTube channels for videos, and probably over the last 5, 6 years, we may have 100 total videos, something like that, 80 to 100. And in addition to on Spotify and on Apple, uh, or my historic preservation podcast. So just open your phone up and hit that purple button, and you can edging right now about 1,000 podcasts, different podcasts, anything from tea to timber to historic structures to horology and everything in between, or just the way things used to be. So, Greg Perry signing out. Thanks everyone for viewing.